Yeah, they're brutal at times. They've got, I think, you look at the Samoa team sheet, they've got world-class players in their team, genuinely world-class players. I'm lucky enough to play with one of them at Saracens and Theo McFarland. So we've got a little bit of an insight into him. But yeah, look, it's tough. It's tough up front. I think you look at this Samoan side; they're a lot better drilled now than they have been previously. The coaching staff have obviously done a brilliant job with them, and especially in and around the set piece, their scrum, their maul, we've seen in the previous pool games has been really, really strong and competitive. So we know it's going to be pretty tough up front. But we also know that every good England team is built around a strong set piece. So we're excited about that challenge, but we're also aware that they've got some. It's going to be a really physical, brutal contest at times.
I was going to ask that from there.
He's right up there with the best players in the world, regardless of his position. One of the most natural rugby players I've ever seen. You tell him to do one thing, he goes out and does it and makes it look easy. And I think that the nice thing for me, obviously it won't be that nice on Saturday, but I've been really proud of the way that the performances that he's been putting in, because he's coming off the back of a big injury last season. He sort of skyrocketed to success and then had a big setback, but he's worked so hard to get back, and I think he's a huge leader in that Samoa team. And on the biggest stage, on a worldwide stage, he's showing everyone what he's about, and he's back to his best. And he's a player that we're going to have to make sure we keep a big eye on, because he's, like I say, he's world class.
And Tom, just in terms of the challenge.
Yeah, I actually remember when I first found out that we'd signed a Samoan basketball player. So I didn't think too much of it, really, to be honest. But honestly, from the second I saw him play, it was like in training. I think everyone sees these really crazy skills and his natural ability, but he's a tough player. Like, he's a tough player who works incredibly hard. He's so diligent and professional, and that's one thing that stuck out from the very beginning. A lot of the times new signings with a huge amount of talent can probably just rely on their talent, but he came in and just wanted to soak up all the incredible experience we're lucky enough to have at Sarries, and he's kicked on, and it's no surprise to me that he's kicked on to be one of the best. Yeah, like, you never are you? I think it's the nature of the beast. We know that we're going to have to beat some very, very good teams in order to win this thing, and we're going to need to keep getting better throughout the tournament, and I think we have done that. I think we started really well against Argentina, and we built on different things regarding our game, and we're in a good place. We're not in a great place in every aspect of our game. Even the better parts of our game, I think we want to keep getting better. So like you say, we're pleased, but we really want to continue to push now. Yeah, I think firstly, we're in a really lucky position to have been in this position previously. The one thing that we learned was that, Tom alluded to it, we can't get ahead of ourselves. This week that we've had without a game has allowed us time to refresh. It's allowed us time to reflect, and that's been a great opportunity for us, because it allows us to throw everything into Samoa. And I think one thing that's impressed me about this team is that we've taken each week as it comes. I think you look at the tournament as a whole. Pre-Argentina, there was a lot of doubts around this team, and we really just focused on ourselves, focused on knowing our opposition inside out, but then trying to make the most out, trying to become the best team we possibly can. And that's been our focus, and that was what we did in 2019. It's going to be the same again this time. Everything's going to be about putting the best performance we possibly can against Samoa. And then whatever comes after that, we're going to make the most of that week too.
Your improvement, is that what sort of Steve's style is as well?
No, he's just, Steve says it how it is. When it's good, it's good. When it's not good, he tells you. He's very honest, and he's very approachable in that respect. So, he's one of the best coaches that I've worked with, and the way that he gets that balance right is why he's one of the best.
And just one final one. Have you been sort of keeping up with what's happening in Australia in 2015?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Having been there in 2015, it's a really tough position to be in. I know the impact that it can have on, your own mental health, but also your family and the people back home, and the negative cycle that can come around with that. And we saw that. A good friend of mine, Will Skelton's captain of that team, and this World Cup hasn't gone the way that he's wanted, and that's been, my heart goes out to him, because he's a really good guy, and I want the best for him. So I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and I'm sure they'll learn a huge amount from this experience.
England have never fallen so much.
But I think any game in the World Cup, if you're not focused on what's in front of you, then you become unstuck. So our focus is massively on them, and like Jamie's alluded to, how physical we need to be, how brutal they could be, but how we need to get our house in order.
And just in terms of the way,
I think the people here being so welcoming, so caring of us being here. I've enjoyed the ice cream on the high street, although I did only find it yesterday.
Sure.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But yeah, look, it's been an unbelievable stay for us.